everybody, what's up? And welcome back. This is a great day. This weekend, we finally got to see, after all these delays, the Russell Crowe road rage thriller Unhinged. Also starring Caren Postarius and Gabriel Bateman as a mother and son stalked on the roads by a murderous road rager who's on a mission for an apology. It's a pretty simple plot to speak of. You got two people having really bad days. One starts by getting fired while driving her kid to school. The other's day starts off with a bucket of KFC and a double homicide. And I hate to spoil that for you, but you kind of have to, because it really is what sets this entire plot up and puts it in motion. And from the moment this movie starts, it made me say to myself, you know what? I think I'm gonna like this. And you know what? I did. And not to take anything away from Postarius or Bateman here, but Russell Crowe here, he steals the show. His portrayal of this man, just lit on fire, is intensely terrifying. A man who's obviously hit his breaking point and has nothing to lose, which brings me to one of the best scenes in this movie, the diner scene that you've probably seen in the trailer. But what you see there doesn't even scratch the surface of the reality of this scenario and what it means to the viewer looking on, because you learn in this moment that he's no longer hiding his activities from these bystanders or witnesses. There's nothing in his way at this point. And Russell Crowe, he plays this man perfectly. From the dead look in his eyes, all the way to the little vein on the side of his forehead there that just keeps pulsating. He has the look of a man who knows at the end of this day, he's going to end up in a morgue or in a cell. And he's taking everyone with him. Probably one of the best performances that I've seen with Crowe. And don't kill me here, because I haven't seen every Russell Crowe movie in the book. But I'm going to say this is probably his best performance since The Nice Guys. For me, maybe even 3:10 to Yuma. I could almost compare it, and I know I'm probably going to get hit again for this one, to Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker, except in a little more limited capacity due to the fact that in this movie, truly, it's not a Russell Crowe movie. It revolves around Rachael and her son. And like I said, I don't want to take anything away here from Bateman or Postarius. They make up 90% of this movie, as it revolves clearly around them as the central protagonists. And here, both actors, they're serviceable. They do a good job. They're likable. They're not too likable. Not enough that at the beginning of this movie, when he tells her, just apologize, that I just couldn't think, why wouldn't you do it? But, you know, they run through different stages of stress and emotion. All this sets the tone for the movie that feels like it could actually happen to you. I mean, what would you do in a scenario like this? Tell you one thing, and a few more things that you probably wouldn't do. And that's pretty much every decision these characters make in this movie. They make some of the stupidest decisions possible. You know, it's only in movies. They always seem to be one step behind in the thought process with decision making. The ones that you would make now, or they should make now, and they make 2 or 3 decisions down the road, just a little bit late, and ultimately they make a decision I don't think anybody would really truly make. A good example of this is not calling the police from the get-go, but instead taking your kid off to school first. It's a lot like the other movies that we've seen in this genre. I can't help but to think of like The Hitcher, Joyride, or even Halle Berry's The Call. They always seem to make the wrong decision, turn down the wrong road at the wrong time, run out of gas at the worst moments possible, or do something as stupid as leave your phone in the car, even though the guy creating all these problems is parked right behind you. Which leads to another scene in the movie with another bad decision. This time, you have the opportunity to actually call the police. Instead, you listen to this guy who's right out of 8 Mile that tells you not to call the police because you're just going to make this guy more mad. But you got to realize at this point in the game, you're not going to make a man like this any less mad. And I don't know if it's just the American in me. Like I said earlier, at first, I actually got what Russell Crowe was saying to begin with. I apologize for not moving my butt. All you gotta do is apologize for flipping me the bird, and we will go our merry ways. And that it just hits a few of the horrible decisions Rachael makes in this movie. If they made smart decisions in movies, there would be no movie to watch. So I can't complain about it. If there was anything that I could be negative about, though, I'm going to say it's some of these phone conversations that they had at the beginning. Not the ones between Crowe and Postarius, but all the others, like when she's talking to her ex-husband, or actually I think it was her husband, but they're separated. I always felt like they were talking to an automated machine, not even a real person. The voice on the other side always sounded and lacked of any kind of power or emotion. It was all just very flat and odd feeling. And figuring that they never really had the husband play any kind of role in this movie, I just felt like it was an unneeded plot tool that we could have done without. There is also this ending for me, which I am not going to say it fell flat or soft, but instead it was kind of weird because it seemed a little quick. They set up the plot to go to somewhere where they're going to have their last stand. When it happens, it's just so fast and over. But after taking some time to think about it overnight, I'm going to have to say that the longest part of this movie, the setup of this movie, is the double homicide from the beginning, and the rest of the movie here is just the ending story, so I can't really complain because this whole movie is an ending. Still, for me, an intense ride as this was for the entire movie, I would have liked to have seen the ending play out just with a little more stakes. But overall, I was very satisfied with this return to the movies. A simple, understandable, entertaining, fun time. I'll give Unhinged a B. So thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you liked this review. If you did, don't forget like, comment, and share. Let me know what you thought of this movie, if you've seen it. Are you glad to be back at the movies? It just feels like life's starting to slowly get back into normal, which I know it's going to be longer than this, but man, it just felt really good for me. Anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe and join the cranks. But until next time, I'll see you later.